Guys, good morning. Here we are again with our B4 CoPilot Pro version 8, our newest version. I'm using unfinished auctions and delta divergence. We're going to watch this. We're going to go ahead and move this down. We let the system take its
filled.
But I'm going to use some discretion here. I think we're at the bottom of the move because of our lower B4 indicator right here.
Stop filled.
And we got to the short breakout level, which is our pre-laid out levels that we have every morning as we start our trading. It's one of our other tools, our B4 algo. So each and every morning we have a trade decision, we have an if-then scenario decision to take with our trading, and
order filled.
The system got us in short this morning. I'm going to go ahead at my discretion and guard that. Working out, that's our auto trail, one of our ATM strategies that we share with our members.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
This is our B4 footprint. The reason I was opening it up, I was wanting to see what that candle was doing inside. It was forming heavy on the top side, so I knew it was time to pull my stop losses up. When a candle builds heavier volume on the top, it's a bearish candle typically. Whenever it builds heavier volume on the bottom, it's typically bullish. We're waiting to see right now. It has a rotation style profile. It could go either way right now. Kind of leaning it towards the bulls a little with the divergence. Was peeking in there. This is our footer.
Stop filled.
That's good enough. I'm working on our B4 show you
order filled
indicator. And this is a rough representation of it here. This is at our 0 mark, which may be a reversal to the downside here, but it could continue on. This is an iffy kind of trade here. I'm going to limit my exposure on this trade. We'll pull that here. Then this is how you use the system. See this virgin point of control right here? That's a major level right there. I'll guard behind that. An unfinished auction got us into the position here, and there's pretty reliable signals. But every now and then, you know, it just depends on the market conditions. Nothing's 100%. But I do like my two favorite signals, I would have to say, would be unfinished auction and delta divergence. And that's the two that I have signaled here. I don't have our B4 wave or our B4 CVD
order filled
included this morning. There's some add-ons that we have our API integration with that will actually integrate with these signals and with these filters. I don't have that in place this morning. As far as Ichimoku, we're still to the bearish side here.
Stop filled.
We were right there at VWAP. I wanted to be careful. The system typically will fire again after either it gets a bounce or a continuation there. So with it approaching VWAP and slowing down, I went ahead and guarded that. I always have the opportunity to get back in. And boy, I wish I'd have held on to that one.
Order filled. Stop filled.
In this position, I'll wait for the system to get me in. Looking at Ichimoku, we got to get above the cloud to really be bullish, but then Chikou Trail says that it could come up in here and find resistance in the candles. I wouldn't feel comfortable until Chikou broke through the candles on my own to get in, but I'll let the system take a trade with the order flow. I look at the Chikou a lot, how it is in relation to price, in relation to other elements of the cloud. Kijinsen, Tinkinson, and everything else. We have a little room here with the lower B4 indicator. It's got some more room to the upside on the oscillation here. I went ahead and drew a line here at +3 and -3. If you'll go back and look historically, Guys, it don't get any better than that. Look at this. I have our
Order filled.
Okay, I'm all right with that. We have our footprint opened up here, and I was about to talk about it. Open up here representing a volume profile here. I have my eye on 6853.50. And of course here, 6850.850. I would imagine we'd have to go up, come back down to the midline here, 0, and then push again for that to happen. But there is a little room here to make it up to this high volume node right here. Possibly. So I'm thinking we could possibly make it to this high volume node. Rock back on the oscillator if it's going to continue bullish, and then make it to here or to there. Chikou is pressed against the candle, so that's where the resistance is coming from. So what I'm doing, I'm looking at my previous buyers. This was a bullish candle, and the majority of the volume was right here with this where this box is at. That's your value area. And since this was predominantly bullish, more buyers existed here on this candle. So I'm using these levels as areas of defense, thinking these buyers will come back and defend their positions. So when I was adjusting my stop, I was looking at the volume in this candle here. That's one of the advantages you have of the footprint, using a footprint chart, and especially our B4 footprint, we make it very simple. So the next place we're expecting it to come into resistance is right here at this high volume node right here. And if that takes us out, we'd be like 175. We are pretty high up here on the B4, so it can completely start rotating over and selling off some of those, digest some of these gains.
Stop filled.
And we got a squeeze there at the top. Yep, so that's what it's doing. And we could have put a short order under there if we wanted to, and I probably should have. We can come
Order
down
submitted.
here. But that is at the zero line again. Remember, I said it may digest some of those gains, come down to the zero, and then push. Let's see. I'm gonna let
Order
it do
canceled.
its thing. Chicao Trail looks like it's bearish.
Order filled.
What I'm finding is my unfinished auction and my delta divergence is fitting my trading style very well. Places where I'm undecided and I'm waiting for a decision, it seems like they fire very nicely. In those areas, then I notice as well that whenever I'm closing up a position and guarding it, they would have flipped the position too. So it's working very well for my particular tastes, the way that I see the market anyway. We are at the 0 line, so it can be choppy. Of course, we are at the VWAP. Pre-TK cross signal here is signifying a possible bullish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here at the top of our bracket, and I'm going to use a buy chart.
Order submitted.
We have our Pro Trader section right here where we can use our tools. Again, guys, everything we're doing this morning is for educational purposes only, and this is just in sim mode. I'll be simming probably for the rest of the year here.
Order filled.
Now, the reason why it didn't get me in earlier is because I already had that resting order there. So the system picked up the resting order, knowing that that's my intent. So it leaves your intent as the default hierarchy. You don't want that getting you in twice, taking the order and taking your resting order. You want your resting order to be your judgment call. So that's why the system did that.
Stop filled.
Now we have plenty of room for this move to continue to the upside. I know that this is the previous high of session right here. That's one of the things here. You have your session low, session high, and session low as the session builds, marked by the CoPilot Pro for you. Right now we're at the 0 line, and looks like we're trying to load to the short side. The Chicow is still below the candles there. Need to see that Chicow break above those candles before we can get confident to the long side. We still have room to the long side. We're right there at that 0 spot here with the like I said, plenty of room to the upside here. It fits our narrative that we talked about, the pullback and the continuation to the upside, talking about the volume profile here. For that continuation, you'd had to break through this previous virgin point of control area. It came up there, it couldn't quite get through it here. Sellers dominated again. These were sellers here. Bears were in the control of the market. That's the highest amount of volume, and it pushed down. This is bearish in this area. If we break over that value area high right there, it could push back up to here, here or there. There's a lot of value in having your footprint open as a volume profile here. I'm using it as a 30-minute. I got a 30-minute candle here. You can also do 1 hour and 4 hour and 2 hour, all that stuff, but I find that 30-minute is the sweet spot for your intraday sessions.
Order filled.
All right, we're at the high of session. I think we're going to be able to push through it. The Chicow's poking through the clouds, through the price rather. Getting some open space there. That's a term in Ichimoku, open space. Ichimoku is one of the most powerful trading systems in existence. It's a full gambit ecosystem. I mean, it's incredible. Battling right here. Let's get my kiss dot right here. My kiss dot has to do with timing in the market. So it's fighting against that. If you'll go back and look, you'll see these red and green dots. And you'll notice that they're at pullback. It's everybody tells you to trade the pullback. You hear all the traders say, well, you got to wait to the pullback. And that's great advice. Well, where is that pullback? And you get a blank stare. Oh, well. Kiss dots tell you where the pullbacks are supposed to be. I think we're overall bullish. I think this is going to push these kiss dots, and we're going to have to wait for the kiss dots to for the pullback after the firing of the kiss dots. I think it's going to fully push here before we get those that scheduled pullback. But what I'm going to do here, might do the old hover. It's better to do the hover sometimes. instead of hard drop, that I'm looking at this previous candle here. We got the main volume right here, and this was a bullish candle with an unfinished auction. We're looking at the value area right there. That's our line of defense right there. If it breaks these boys down, then it can flip on us. But this is the line of defense.
Stop filled.
And it broke them. Of course, we got our value area, virgin point of control, sorry. Right here, which is another powerful area. So why do I call this kiss dots? We call them kiss dots because the scheduled pullback is for the price to come back and touch
Order
the
filled.
Tinkerton at this spot. That blue line right there is my Tinkerton, by the way. I'm building our show you indicator here in Ninja, and I haven't gone through the process of changing it to my normal colors. That's one of the last priorities. So we've already touched the Tinkerton When I say touch the Tinkinson, I mean kiss the Tinkinson. That's why they're called kiss dots, by the way. It's came down and kissed the Tinkinson here. We're wedging in here. We're looking for here to get a decent move here, whether that's to the bullish side or to the bearish side, and we can measure it. We can get a measured move out of this, like that. So that may come here, if I can get it now. Yeah. I can either break out here or break out there. So we're looking at something like this. Either there or there. Thinking it's going to be bullish. I'm going to minimize my exposure on this here. Put a buy chart.
Stop filled.
I'm going to go ahead and buy
Order
it,
filled.
since I missed that unfinished auction right there. Now, if that does take a bullish, we got two targets. One being here. And being there. It's getting choppy here. We got the squeeze going on. Again, guys, this is not trading advice. It's for educational purposes only, and I'm just in sim mode here.
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Okay, so that brings us to this 6870. VPOC here. If we get a breakout, and to this one, 6860.50. So if we break out and get above this 6854, we can expect maybe a 6860.50 and maybe a 6975. So what we're looking at right here, we're looking at the possibility of if it does break out to the long side here, getting to these two areas. One would be here, the 68, 61, 75. The other would be the 68, 70, 25, which is coincide with your divergent points of control to the upside. Again, we are in a squeeze right here. So we're going to get some movement. That's the good thing about knowing where the squeezes are at. When you know that a squeeze is taking place, which most people don't understand, when you know that that's happening, you know that you're at a key inflection point, and you're about to get some big movement. Now, it's usually better to be waiting on the sidelines at that point. But here we are. We did get a bearish divergence here, delta divergence here.
Order submitted.
Chuck?
Yes, sir.
Chuck, is it possible to, because I do like the setups where the B4 indicator, gets to -3 or +3 to look for a trade. Is it possible to somehow add that logic or as a chart indicator?
Yeah, actually, it is very possible, and that's one of the things that the priorities that I've passed over to Barb. I want to go ahead and draw these lines here and make that a signal within the B4 indicator. That way we could put the logic in and use it here.
Okay, because I thought it had to be on the upper chart.
Well, I see how it puts a signal here. The lower B4 indicator does it here. So I'm thinking we do the same thing. Do like a different type of signal, and make them both available. Is what I want to do. And it wouldn't hurt if you